So the market is getting crushed, stocks are dropping fast, and panic is setting in. But for investors, this is where real wealth is built. So while many others are panicking, we want to be the ones that take a step back, analyze the situation calmly, and are able to see the opportunities in the market that are right in front of us. Because even though the simple concept of buy when there's fear and sell when there's greed is really simple, most people don't do it because it's hard to buy when there's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It goes against our very human nature. But that's exactly what we should be doing. And you should be doing what most people are not. So that's why today I'm going to be sharing 3 really strong stocks to be buying during this market downturn. These are stocks that I'm personally buying or looking to buy because these stocks have already experienced major declines even before this market downturn recently started, which means that this market sell-off has really put them at an even deeper discount. And not only that, these 3 stocks work in synergy with each other in this AI revolution, and I believe they have huge potential for growth as the whole sector continues to expand. Each of these companies plays a unique role in AI revolution in terms of AI infrastructure, and I believe they have massive upside potential. I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to tell you what those 3 stocks are right off the bat. We're going to be going over SMCI, VRT, and AMD. For each stock, we will cover why we should be looking at these right now, the overall investment thesis and why I think they're so strong in opportunity, and a quick look at their financials, valuation, and recommendation. So if you want to rise above the norm and take advantage of opportunities while others are panicking, then I encourage you to stay for the rest of this video, which hopefully will help earn your conviction in these stocks and enable you to buy with confidence. Now, all that being said, let's dive right in. So the first stock is SMCI, or Super Microcomputer. Now, I've covered this stock in a separate video by itself because I think it's such a good opportunity that I made a whole separate video about it. But in overview, this company is a global leader in high performance server technology. So SMCI specializes in providing AI optimized servers and data centers for companies like Nvidia, OpenAI, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, which are some really big names. SMCI is providing the physical hardware that is needed to run and train all of these different AI models, all while delivering really high efficient computing solutions. So overall, they're in a great position to capitalize from this AI revolution, as they essentially represent a backbone to the AI industry by providing the servers that everything runs on. So why is this worth watching right now? So SMCI has been getting destroyed in the markets recently, honestly over the past 6 months, because there's been a bunch of drama regarding their accounting and their filings with the SEC. At one point, they were so delayed they were going to get delisted from the NASDAQ. However, they recently were able to file before the deadline, so delisting is not an issue for the stock anymore. But even though they've cleared up a lot of that uncertainty, there's still a lot of fear around the stock, and certainly the current market sentiment has not helped at all. However, all of this has caused SMCI to trade at a deep discount compared to its valuation, and as investors, this is something we want to be taking a look at because this is where real opportunity may lie. So why is this such a strong opportunity right now? AI demand remains extremely high, and I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon, and they're in a really good spot to capitalize on that growth, especially since they're partnered with some of the best names in the industry right now. But most importantly, let's talk about their future growth potential. So in their recent business update and filings on February 25th, SMCI projected a total revenue of $40 billion for the year 2026. The current market cap valuation for SMCI is at $24 billion right now. So all I will say is if they're able to execute on this vision, then their current valuation is just incredibly cheap. There's no other way to put that. And looking at the recent filings also shows that they are actually growing pretty rapidly. So finally, let's take a look at a valuation analysis for SMCI. So I've done some analysis on ChatGPT based on price to earnings, price to sales, and EBITDA based valuation models. And given their current growth and industry averages, all of the fair value estimates really point to around $40 to $70 per share. So overall, looking at just the numbers alone here, this gives us an upside potential of around 20 to 70% on the upside just on numbers alone. Now there is risk as this company is very volatile. However, the long-term growth still remains intact. And like I said, if they're able to actually capitalize on those numbers in 2026, then this is incredibly cheap and presents a huge opportunity in the market. I do personally have a position at $33, and I maybe will consider adding if it drops below that. And for now, I'll continue to hold as I am happy with my position size. Additionally, there's been a lot of advancements in AI data center technology, specifically when it comes to cooling, as they play a major role in server efficiency and capacity, which is a perfect segue to our next stock, VRT or Vertiv Holdings, which is leading the way in AI cooling solutions. So Vertiv Holdings is a leader in providing digital infrastructure solutions, specializing in critical systems that enable the continuous operation of data centers, communication networks, and commercial and industrial facilities. What's important to note here is that their solutions are a crucial functionality of modern data centers. Particularly as the demand for high-performance computing escalates, they are able to provide the highest tech cooling solutions for these data centers. Most notably, they've partnered with NVIDIA to develop advanced cooling and power systems specifically tailored for AI applications, highlighting its pivotal role in this AI revolution. And as AI demand continues to skyrocket, data centers will require more and more advanced cooling and energy-efficient solutions, which makes VRT a crucial player in AI growth. So why is this worth watching right now? The stock has actually performed well over the past couple of years. However, there's been some really sharp declines in a short period of time for the stock in the market recently. And this pullback is what I believe starts presenting really good opportunities. Now, I will say while this stock could drop a little bit further, right now is a great time to start looking into the stock and potentially consider start taking a position. So now to cover the main narrative and the future growth potential. AI data centers require immense cooling and energy solutions, and Vertiv is at the center of this demand. The more and more AI starts to ramp up, energy efficient data centers are going to become more and more important. There's just no other way around that. They will need to be more efficient in order to meet the demand. And this will support other AI players such as SMCI, who is providing that data center infrastructure. And they can implement Vertiv's cooling systems to make a much more efficient and overall better product for their clients. So like I said, this dip provides a great opportunity to start looking into the stock. And while I personally think this could drop a little lower, I did start a position and I will be looking to add if it drops lower. Now let's take a look at Vertiv's valuation in the market as it stands due to the recent drop. So taking a look at the valuation analysis that I ran for Vertiv stock. Overall, based on price to earnings, price to sales, and EBITDA based valuation models, we can see that we have a fair value estimate of around $70 to $110 per share. And they're only taking into account the numbers and not the entire narrative behind the stock. I am mentioning this now though, because just a couple weeks ago, it was way overvalued and now it has dropped rapidly to a level where valuations are starting to make sense for investors to have returns on this company. But in general, I think this is going to be a crucial player in the AI space and I don't think they'll go away anytime soon. And I do see a lot of growth potential. And especially if they come out with really good products, which they already are, this will simply be a necessity for any data center out there. And this brings us to our final stock, which is AMD. So a lot of people are talking about AMD right now, and rightly so. Honestly, AMD is a really solid company and they're no joke. They're truly a semiconductor powerhouse. And they specialize in the development of high performance computing and graphics chips. But AMD has positioned itself recently as a key player in the data center industry, focusing on these high performance computing solutions for AI. And recently their MI300 chips are gaining a lot of traction and are proving to be a viable alternative to NVIDIA's H100 chips. And this is helping AMD expand its influence in AI workloads by a lot. So why is everybody talking about AMD right now? Over the past year, AMD has really not been performing well at all. And we're now sitting at a significant decline from all-time highs. And the market sentiment continues to remain low, and many investors are still overlooking AMD's growth story, or they're not satisfied with the numbers that they're putting up. So the stock was already trading low, and this recent market downturn has put AMD at an even deeper discount than it was already, making it one of the best opportunities in the market right now, in my opinion. So what's the narrative and the growth potential for AMD? Let's take a look. AMD has made significant strides in this industry, particularly in the CPU and GPU markets. As evidenced in the fourth quarter of 2024, AMD's share in the server CPU market surpassed 25%, indicating steady growth from previous years. And in their GPU market, AMD continues to compete with NVIDIA in the GPU sector. When it comes to the GPU sector, they're also proving to be more and more competitive. AMD has actually accelerated the launch of its MI350 AI chip with an expected release of mid-2025, which will definitely increase its competitiveness against NVIDIA, especially in the data center market. And this can be proven by the fact that the company has formed great strategic partnerships with major tech firms, including Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, and many others, in order to increase its AI initiatives. And now these further declines in the stock price just present even more opportunity for investors to start getting involved. So let's take a quick look at a valuation analysis. So again, based on price to earnings, price to sales, and EBITDA based valuations, the fair value estimate for this stock sits at around $100 to $150 per share. giving us an upside potential of around 20 to 50% based on what it's trading at right now. Again, this is just taking the numbers into consideration and is not fully picturing in the whole growth story of AMD. It is possible that they may be able to beat those expectations and their new product developments will launch them even further than previously thought. But regardless of the growth, the valuation sits at a really reasonable price. It's not overvalued to a level that is scary, and there's a lot of upside potential and minimized downside potential. And that's what we want to see as investors. You want to be buying future value at a discounted price. And that's exactly what's happening right now. For me, it's entered a valuation where I think the risk levels are much more appropriate and they make much more sense. And overall, I think AMD is actually a really financially stable company in the books and is also growing insanely rapidly. And for some reason, investors aren't buying into that right now, but when AMD starts popping off and the results really start to come in, it will be too late to get into the stock. You want to be buying when everybody else is scared. So with all that being said, I hope you can see how these three companies together work in synergy to revolutionize the AI industry. So I believe that owning these three powerful companies gives you the right exposure to different sectors of the AI revolution, which all, in my opinion, have massive upside potential. So SMCI provides the hardware and AI optimized servers to process all of the AI workloads. VRT supports AI data centers with power, cooling, and operational infrastructure. And then AMD develops high performance AI chips to power these AI models. And all of these companies right now are trading at discounted valuations for many different reasons. Now, of course, this is not financial advice. You guys please do your own research and take your own risk. However, I'm just saying personally why I think this narrative works and why owning these three companies makes a lot of sense for me. Please always do your own risk analysis and don't risk more than you can lose, as there's always risk involved when making any investment. But overall, I really hope that you guys can see the opportunity during these fearful times, and even though it's scary, to take a step back and analyze what's going on, because really the only people that are going to be profitable are those that can remain calm and analyze opportunities during these hard times. The market is always speaking to us, and as investors, our job is to listen to that market carefully, without judgment, without fear, without emotion, to be able to identify these opportunities, to be able to profit big time in the long run. So if you found any value in this video, please give it a like and maybe consider subscribing. That'd be super cool, and I would highly appreciate that. But yeah, that was it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.